You just know when you need to, and I knew we needed to with the youngest one. I didn't want to have to right, it's time. And I was like, well, we'll give it another 3 more months because I was like, we're going to fill meds. I wasn't going to because the meds were so expensive. We switched a lot. I was considering it, right? And so they wanted to see her before we do refills. But he's been pretty needy and pain now.
Oh yeah.
I feel bad for him. He was down there when it happened, but he wasn't in the room. I had them take him out, and when they brought her in with the PICC lining,
Yeah.
he watched her come in. I know he knows something's up, but he's been looking for her.
Oh yeah. Like just to make sure.
Like, where is she? I mean, it was kind of weird because obviously we left with that.
Right. I said on the video.
A little too much.
Use the Great One Shield and the axe. Try that.
How are you, Sassy? Doing okay?
Oh yeah. I've been. My day's been kind of shitty, but I'm getting better though.
Because the Great One Shield makes bleed when you block.
Yeah.
That should help you out while you hit him with the poison.
I'm keeping my blood pressure a little bit under control at least.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. They were, they're telling me they know it's rough, blah, 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 and trying to keep me on certain diets and all this and that. They're trying to keep me off the salt diet so I don't gain weight. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? And he's like, you might have to go back to the salt diet. I was like, yeah. I mean, I'm not worried if I gain weight, you know. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm not fat. I'm just a little chunky, but, you know, and I'm not overly overweight or nothing. So, I mean, I guess for my height, I am a little overweight, but it's not really that bad.
Shit.
Ouch.
Oh,
But,
you got smoked.
yeah, they're trying to keep me at 115 pounds, and I'm like, yeah, you don't want me at 115 pounds. I'd rather do the salt and not have to deal with all the crap. And they still, even the hematologist is baffled how my blood pressure stands so low. And the funny thing is whenever I'm in pain is whenever my back starts bothering me, my legs, is whenever my blood pressure's at its best, and it's like 112 over, what was it, like 67? And that's being in high tense pain. And it's like, what the hell? They keep telling me I need to calm down and, you know, not get all worked up and riled up and whatnot because my blood pressure drops. I'm like, that's life, you know. It's just something you can't help sometimes. But other than that, everything else is staying pretty steady. So knock on wood, no hospital stays.
I'm a firm believer in more hospitals, less lives and more hospitals.
See, that's what I keep.
Ain't that the truth?
That's what I keep telling them because all they want me to do is stay in bed. Ouch.
I almost really killed him with cancer. They got the infection cleared up and no cancer. So I was like, if you guys would have just told him to go home, we'll give you some, you'll have the radio come and do the morphine or whatever they do for you. My dad would have died a long way different life if we caught him while they were fucking around with us.
Yeah.
But I thought they could help him because he was already at stage 4. It was like, you guys can't help people this far along.
Shit, I
And they
already
told
told him.
that he had the largest tumor mass in his chest that they've ever seen in Colorado. But they were going to help him. And I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm just a realist. I'm like, whatever, you guys.
Yeah, there's a point where it's just like you have to die. I mean, it's like, I told my wife that, pretty much so, I said, instead of me going into the hospital and wasting all sorts of money trying to fix something that inevitably is going to happen regardless, it's just a matter of when. Don't waste the money, save the money.
Well, that's like with me, with my chemo. All that money I'm still paying out to get that shit paid off, and it was just a waste of time, waste of money. It's like, well, you guys, you really didn't help much, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, well,
In certain situations, they can, but yeah, totally.
Well, that's like, what was it, like a year and a half ago? It was about a year, and they told me that I had like 13 months. It's past the 13-month marker, and it's like, what the fuck, And they're just like itching to put me on hospice. They're like, yeah, as soon as it's that time, we'll put you on hospice, no problems. And I'm like, I bet you would. You ain't killing me off that easy. Now, I've died so many times in my life, the devil don't even want me yet. So y'all better wait your turn.
My dad got sick. He had diabetes from age 1 through.
Yep, my granddad had the same thing, bud.
And in the end, his organs were shutting down. Because he had diabetes so bad, they didn't want to put him on dialysis unless they absolutely had to, because in his situation, because he had congestive heart failure, the diabetes, and something else, it put a limit on his life of 2 years.
Damn.
So they were doing everything they could to keep him off of it because of that reason, right?
Yeah.
And when we found out they needed to put him on dialysis, my wife was just like, I don't know, I can't decide. Well, can we make a decision tonight and come back and tell you tomorrow? Oh yeah, that should be fine. On the way back to the hospital the next day, she was like, I still haven't been able to decide. Well, maybe God, made a plan and did something for you, right? And sure enough, we get there and it was too late for dialysis, and it was about making him comfortable. They said it'd probably be about 2 weeks. 2 hours later, he was gone.
And see, that's the weirdest thing, I mean, don't get me wrong, okay? I don't want to, nobody really wants to die right away, But like I told everybody, I've lived a nice life. Well, not a nice life, but I lived my life. I did everything I ever wanted to do, blah, blah, blah. I don't have a bucket list. So, every time they turn around and tell me, well, you got this amount of time to live, and I outlive it, it's like, okay, so what the fuck? I'm still alive, why, And they're like, oh, well, don't ask why, just be blessed, And I'm like, but it's weird, I've outlived your first time you told me I was going to die. I'm probably going to outlive the second time you're telling me I'm going to die. So when am I going to die? Because now it's like, at first it's like, oh my God, what do I do? And then it goes from, oh my God, to what do I do? What do I do to, oh my God, when the fuck is this going to happen? Because, I mean, if you know you're going to die on a certain day, time, whatever, there's so much stuff that people would want to do, right before they die. I mean, like, go rob a bank, go purge people, or, I don't know, something, evil and sinister, you know? Or at least that's what I think. Um, but it's like, then it prolongs, and they're like, oh, you know, this and this and this, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know what? I give up on you guys already. I don't think you guys know what the fuck you're talking about anymore. And they're like, but it's bad. You know, it's real bad. Once it hits stage 4, you know, it's going to spread, and, you know, it's going to be all over. And they're doing all these damn tests. My doctor, she's like, every year she's like, oh, we're going to do the colonoscopy. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to test every inch of your friggin' body, you know, for cancer. And I'm like, okay, so I get to go through all these tests. Most of them are painful as fuck. Being in the MRI for an hour or so, you know, being in CAT scans and everything else, just for you to tell me that you don't know when. And then tell me they have faith. And it's like, I don't have faith, you know? I don't have faith in you guys. I don't have faith in anything at this point, because this is what you guys are trying to drill in my head, you know? And then, but if I go to die, they want to try to revive me. And it's like, wow. Yeah, I told them, I was like, if I die, I don't even want CPR. I could be choking on a chicken wing. Don't do shit for me. Just let me fucking go. I mean, don't get me wrong, no. I mean, I don't want to die anytime soon. I got 3 beautiful grandkids. You know, all 3 of my granddaughters are my life. But when the time does come, I'm ready. And if it doesn't come right away, if it comes right away or whatever, you know, I'm preparing for everything. But whenever they shortened it this time, I was like, well, let me make a few adjustments on a few things just in case. So, we'll see. But either which way, though, you know, dealing with the server 24/7 and in and out of everything and not having energy a lot of times, it gets kind of rough. So, either which way, like I told everyone, you know, if Sassy Athena takes it over or not, I'm still going to be done with it. I don't know if I can handle another year of taking care of everything like that. I'll just play on other servers or keep playing on this one.
It's definitely a lot of work.
Oh yeah. And like if earlier today, I got home, you know, after I got home from dropping everybody off, and you know, I went by the dollar store and picked up a couple things real quick and came home, and just dropping 2 people off and going to the dollar store, and they're not very big. I mean, I wore myself out so much that I laid down and took a 3-hour nap. My naps, I usually could lay down and take a 4-hour nap every afternoon with no problems. Every morning I literally drag myself out of bed. Every night I'm ready for bed by 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. And I keep telling everyone, you know, it's not easy whenever you're trying to stay on the game and you're just exhausted from doing nothing. It don't matter what I do. But I'm still fighting until the end. You ain't taking me that fucking easy.
You're thinking Sassy Athena's gonna do the taking over of it?
She asked me if she could. There's been a couple of concerns that got brought to me, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Has she ever messed with the G Portal stuff?
I don't think she has. That's something that I'm gonna have to work with her on.
What I'm thinking is maybe if that's the route you're gonna go, because I was gonna show you some stuff and go through stuff with you, right?
Yeah.
And
Well, she's not gonna take it over until next year.
And if that's the case, then maybe we should include her.
Yeah. Because she's not gonna take it over until the year's up. Unless something happens, and she'll take it over, but if nothing happens between now and a year, then
That's entirely up to you. I'm just
yeah.
saying, I'm here for you if you need me.
I mean, well, see, the only thing I got is there's been some concerns brought to my attention, and I'm doing a lot of considering on it, And I mean, it's nothing against her. It really isn't. It's just
Right.
some concerns. But
Whoever it may be, if I've got mine, and I'm not like I know a lot and I've done it for a while, but I'm happy to assist with whatever I know and whatever I can help out with.
yeah, I
If
appreciate
you've got
that.
somebody in mind, we could start working so that.
Well, to be honest, I've had several people want me to just let it shut down.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, and that's an option, but you got to look at it from the perspective too, and not to sound like I don't care or something like that, because that's clearly not the case. But if something were to happen tomorrow, you need to have somebody already in place.
Oh yeah. Well, see, that's what I've been explaining to everybody, Because I mean, heaven forbid something does happen, but what if that year doesn't fully fulfill and it's still running for the whole year? Then what?
Right.
But like I said, I mean the concerns. I see what they're saying, and I understand what they're saying. And
Ultimately, no matter whose concerns or what concerns people have, it's how do you feel and who do you want?
yeah,
Because when it comes down to it, whoever does it, they're not going to probably do it the same way you do it.
oh no,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
You can, maybe put that into consideration, but ultimately, they could be more power hungry. They could,
Yeah, ego tripping.
relax. They could. There's all sorts of scenarios, and when I started running my own servers, I did it for multiple reasons. One of which was, I'd get on these servers and they'd be up for a month and they'd be gone with no explanation, no nothing. They were just gone, right?
yeah,
And and I had that happen a few times, and that was very frustrating. And then I've helped people admin, and then like all of a sudden for them to just change their mind with no reason why, it's just like I just don't understand, right? But having said that, um, I did it because this way I had servers where people could go to that were safe. They're not going to get bullied, as long as everybody, plays cool and, doesn't, follow by the rules. And, I'm a pretty lax person, but then that's me, because there's admins out there too that will like lure you into playing on their server, and then for some stupid reason they'll come over and they'll bully you, harass you, steal your shit, and it's just like, dude, you're an admin. Why are you stealing people's shit?
Right.
Why even have a server? I mean, it's just some of the crap that people do. I've seen women go and play on servers, and the server owners would be like, "Take off your top." It's like a CGI character. Like, dude,
What
you
the?
want to see some boobs? Why don't you go get a Playboy or a Hustler? Or go to a
No strip club,
exactly.
son.
right? Like, people are just. Sometimes I hate them.
And see, that's another thing with BWN that was an issue with his server, is Silent Moonstone. That's why she left his server. He was sitting there trying to come on to her. She got, upset about it, which I don't blame her.
Was he doing the Pepe Le Pew voice?
Probably.
Oh
And he
man,
was
shit.
taking it a little too far. Well, because she turned him down, he come over here on my server and tore her base down. And I'm like, that's not right. You can't get pissed off at somebody. But he didn't tell me what she done. I heard from Sassy Athena, who Moonstone told her of why she didn't like him. And I was like, really? He tore down your base because you wouldn't hook up with him? And he came to my server to tear it down. Oh no, he wanted her to hook up. And she got creeped out by him. Yeah, in real life. And she got creeped out. And he turned around and got mad and came over to my server and tore her base down because of it. And I was like, that's bullshit.
I'm very cautious
Well,
about
that and
who has access to.
the last day he was on, I kind of got mad because he sent me a private chat. Me and him was in there, and he was talking about a couple of people. Well, I was kind of pissed off about it. I did not like the fact that he was bullying up on people. I mean, verbally. He was like, "Oh, did you hear that guy with the lisp?" And I'm like, "What guy with the lisp?" And he's like, "You know, the one that sounds gay." I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, and then the other guy who has a stutter. And I'm like, "Why are you worried about how these people are talking?" You know, he's like, "Well, it's just kind of funny." I'm like, "No, it's really not. You know, nobody cares enough to pay that much attention." And he's like, "Well, I'm just saying." And then RJ started up a party, and I'm like, "I'm gonna go over there with RJ." So he came over with me, and I'm like trying to ignore him, and I'm talking to RJ. And after he finally left. I told RJ, and RJ's like, "Let's block him. Let's block him." I'm like, "You know what? We should." So we wound up blocking him, but it was horrible. You know, I didn't like
GM or GBM or whatever
that.
his name
Yeah,
is.
BWM. And I didn't appreciate that because, I mean, why are you sitting there talking about people like that? That's horrible. Just because somebody has something different than you doesn't make them any better or any worse. And just because someone's got a lisp doesn't mean that they're all gay. You know, I mean, come on. Straight people have lisps. Gay people sometimes don't have lisps. You know, it's a hit and miss of just the person itself.
They're from Argentina or Spain.
Yeah. I mean, he's just a horrible person, and I didn't care for the way he was talking. And when RJ said something about blocking him, I'm like, "Yep, let's go." So we blocked him, got him out of everything. Oh my god. Why? Oh. She just jumped up on me and slid all the way down with her nails out. I love her.
Is this your cat?
Yes. Would you quit? Oh no, earlier she was trying to hold my hand, and she dug her nails in, and she tried to curl them under the skin. And it's like, yeah, we're not doing that shit neither. And I know what it's about. She's wanting that wet food again. I finally broke down and bought her wet food so she'd stop huffing and meowing at me. But I'm only giving her 1 can a day in the mornings until she finishes out all the dry food. Then she can have the 2 cans a day again. And she's mad because she's already eaten her wet food, and now she has to eat the dry food. So now she's coming over here and messing with me until I try to give her another can, and I'm not gonna do it. She's just looking at me. She's like, "I'll kill you."
Be right back.
But no, I mean, I hate when people try to bully up on people.
Yeah, for example, I'm not saying that General Tom did that, right?
Yeah,
But he was clearly irritating that group.
yeah,
And like I know from playing on your server, they don't want to be in chat. They stick
yeah.
they do their own thing.
I mean,
And it's
uh, uh, Morgana a message, and that's cool. But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But Morgana will message, but she just doesn't want the
I
rest.
basically had messaged him. I'm like, well, dude, to be honest, the only reason why you haven't been banned so far is a conversation I had with Sassy. I said, I understand you're trying to be friendly or whatever, but not everybody wants to, you know, have somebody like hanging around trying to give them stuff. Some people just want to play their game,
Yeah,
and some people aren't receptive to certain things. So you just gotta like do your own thing, and if they ask you for help or want something, it's a different matter. Otherwise, they've already hinted that they want to be left alone. Leave them alone.
yeah. Well, that's like, somebody was saying something about someone was throwing gas orbs at their base.
He was trying to get their attention, is what he said.
Oh.
He wanted to give them something, and the one you said, like Romeo or whatever, they hit me up, and I said, do I need to do anything? And they said, well, they were like, just, well, if you want something, tell him to message me directly. Don't sit there and throw orbs at the base. I said, okay, I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm not going to sit there and let people, because I've seen that happen again, where it's something innocent, they're going around, but they're pestering people.
Yeah.
And it turns into something more,
Oh, yeah. And like I said, if that happens again, or if there's any more problems, if he needs to go, he can go. I don't care how long he's been in here. But I was just letting you know that, yeah. Yeah.
And I basically that's what I said to her. Look, I talked to Sassy about you. I figured this is a misunderstanding, but, she's basically the one that's kind of saved your bacon, because I was going to ban you.
Yeah, I think that was the first time he's ever done something like that. Yeah. Well, he's another one who's more of an introvert. He doesn't really talk to too many people at all. But, yeah, that was his first time doing that. But if he does it again and it bothers somebody, or if he does something wrong, you can get rid of him. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but... Yeah.
Notifications, or they're just kind of their own person, like to do their own thing. That's fine, right? As long as I can communicate to you and my admins can communicate to you, we're good.
Oh yeah.
But like if when that's one reason why when he was doing this stuff I was personal, because I know he's not in the chat group because he didn't want to be. So it's just like it was also a warning to people like, hey, this guy's out here, and if he's causing problems, you guys need to be aware.
Oh yeah.
And let me know. You know what I mean? And let me know, and then I'll deal with them accordingly. And so even my additional admins, like one of them went by his base. I found his base yesterday or something, and he's like, yeah, he had Witchfire. And that's when he removes. And he's like, I went by and I messaged him and I said, look, you need to take down Witchfire. Use this or that, but don't use Witchfire.
Yeah.
And he changed it. So he's got to know he's on our radar. Like, I don't typically ban people unless I find something.
Oh yeah.
But like, I even had one guy who has been a complainer in the past, and the minute he starts complaining, I said, okay, well, we can look at your base.
Yeah.
You're going to scrutinize somebody, I'm going to scrutinize you.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Now, I do have someone who's on my radar right now. And, I know, man. That fucking shotgun Sassy, man. She's always on my radar. Every time I'm on, she's on. But, there's, an old player's, her name's Dee. And, yeah, she's been on here for a long time. But when she went over to BWMs and became admin over there, she stopped playing on here, which, okay, to each your own. I'm not going to judge. But there was some stuff said, and until I can, because I really don't want to deal with it today. Today's been one of them days where I'm just feeling blah, I'm tired, I just don't want to deal with it all. But if I'm feeling better tomorrow, I'm going to catch up with her, and I'm going to talk to her, and I'm going to confront her about it, Because if she's talking behind my back like he said that they did, I already confronted Drunken Elf. And I'm going to confront her about it. And I'm going to be like, look, if you did not say it and you want to speak up, you need to let him know that you don't appreciate him speaking for you then. Because this is what he told me that you personally had said to him. And he's already made comments about how he was going to have somebody come in and, keep track of my server and come in and fuck up my server. I'm like, go for it, dude. I don't care. My admins are good enough. We'll find it. We'll get rid of it. We'll weed out the crap. And so, it kind of makes me nervous. I mean, if Drunken Elf really didn't say it, when the conversation ended right after we talked. I mean, he hasn't really messaged me since. And then, so I'm like, okay, well, that is still a possibility, And then, with her, I haven't had a chance to talk to her and say something to her, but, I mean, if they did say something, they could have at least come to me and said it, instead of going around, ooh, yeah, Sissy's so bad, she likes her server too much, she lets her people do whatever the hell they want, and this and this and that, and it's like, okay, well, what do you want? It's a damn game, everybody's here to have fun. Yeah, the server wipes up until the last one. None of them was really because it was a fun thing, it was because I had to. Once G-Portal just up and wiped. But the last time, yeah, everybody asked for one, so I did it. It was a thing that, several people asked for. I've seen that. And they asked if every so often I can do a wipe. I'm not going to do it after every single holiday. Like President's Day and all this and that, but I'll do it after each. I told them, we'll make it fair and do it after each of the DLCs come out. But, but for someone to sit there and go behind my back and say half of the stuff that was said, and it's like, no, I'm going to tell them, if that's how you feel, I'm not going to beg you to over. But, if you don't want to play, I'm not going to beg you to stay neither. And that's exactly what I'm going to tell them, just like I did with Elf. I never banned you from my server. As much as that went on, I never did. You never done nothing personally on the server. But if you have something to say, come to me. Do a private chat, do a messaging. We don't see each other face to face. We don't know each other on a personal level. Yeah, I know about your family, I know about your kids, I know about this and that. But I don't really know you. So why do you need to go do that? And I also told Elf also, and I'm going to tell her, if you come to my server and you're thinking about doing anything sinister because you want to be his little pawn, don't come back on my server. And I'm going to tell her the same exact thing. If you're going to do something sinister, don't be on here. I will boot you just like I do everybody else that gets on here and wants to act stupid. I'm not playing any favoritisms whenever it comes to that. And then the whole thing about the bullying, I'm not going to tolerate that neither. And I'm pretty sure Booth got the idea about that, and that's why he hasn't been back in. It wasn't really bullying, it was just the shit he was saying.
Well, between you and I, no expectations, I already have 2 servers of my own, whatever. But if you need my help with something, you just gotta say the word,
Oh, yeah.
As long as I'm available, I'll help out. I'll work with whoever you want, I can take over temporarily until it goes to a person that you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Respect to another owner.
Not, again, this is nothing against Athena. This is nothing against Athena, but I want to make sure that she's up for the job.
Well,
because
to verify that would be to allow her to run it for a while.
Yeah.
Just sit back and watch, because that would also take a
shooters?
Because see, as everyone's pretty much noticed, you know, if I don't get in, nobody gets in. And that was another concern. You know, because
Right.
if I'm not in, like, nobody gets on, and then all of a sudden she won't get on, you know,
Well, and
and
that's
stuff
pretty
like
much
that.
generally what, because I've noticed when I'm not on mine, people don't show up.
Yeah,
If I'm on my Exiles, people come to Exiles. If I'm on Sipta, people come to Sipta. You know, some people are going to be here, yeah or nay, you know, either way, right? But, like, it's just kind of the fact, I mean, people want to play, people don't necessarily want overpopulated servers, but at the same time, they don't want dead servers either.
oh yeah,
Unless they're out to just be able to run the server and not worry about anything. You know, like get on there and just go play games.
yeah. And that's going to be another thing I want to make sure that, you know, she's going to be able to handle is if everybody stops coming in. Which I'm hoping they don't. But, because, I mean, the stuff that she does is light stuff, you know, helping people, this and that. But I'm going to explain to her, you know, there's a lot more to it than that.
A lot.
Yeah.
But see, you know, even with, because, you know, even in Exiles, I still learn stuff. There's things I don't know or didn't know, and it's like, oh, wow, you know, that's cool. That's something new I learned, right?
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, for example, when we turned Decay on yours, right, I knew a buddy of mine was running my club and was talking about, like, you know, if you want to avoid getting your base purged, there's a way you build with putting, like, one pillar for every so off so many pieces, and then you put, like, another one. You know what I mean? And in doing so, it prevents the base from being purged. And then when we went through Decay on yours, I was like, why isn't my base being purged? But it was only built with one pillar. And then it was like, you know, a 10 by 10 or a 6 by 6 or whatever it was, right, or 5 by 5, then
Yeah.
the base got purged. And so, like, on mine, I got it set to where, you know, everybody's to build with one pillar, one foundation. That's it. Unless you want to be purged, and then put it in, you know, 4 by 4 or 5 by 5 or something like that, so that you can be purged. But keep it independent of the base, so that way, if for some reason they don't want to be purged, all they got to do is pick up those units.
Yeah. Actually, if you don't mind, I'm gonna see real quick if you'll jump in with me into a quick chat. Real quick.
What?
Into a quick
Quick
chat.
sound. Yeah, we can do that.